Alright, we're back. Mechwarrior 4. Yes, hello puppy. Decided to jump into Mechwarrior 4 last week. Had a fun time of it actually. It's a very different game compared to Mechwarrior 3. A lot of things that I prefer Mechwarrior 3 for. But still a lot of fun. Still enjoyed it, so we're going to continue on with this. A couple of quick housekeeping things. I did figure out, or have a play around, and was able to get the game, the footage appearing full screen. So getting rid of those annoying black spaces at the top. But I'm having not so much trouble, but having a hard time with getting everything to work easily when switching between OBS, Twitch, and the likes, just because of all the resolution differences. 4:3, 16:9, the format size as well. But that's all part of the fun. I am just making all of this up as I go. Never done anything like this before, so of course there's going to be headaches. But enough of that. It's time to push on with our Mechwarrior 4 campaign. This is what we're really here for, so let's have a look.
Not bad, Chief.
Thanks.
I guess you're not one of those royals who lets the rest of us handle the heavy lifting. You've obviously impressed Jen. Your fighting's not bad either. Me, I give you a 7, maybe an 8. Of course, I rate myself a 9.
That low?
So I'm biased. Even Rathburn's saying you show ability. From her, that's high praise. With a little luck, I think our little ice brigades might just
I could
pull this
definitely
off.
do
See you
without
on the field.
some of the cheese,
So,
but
young Duke,
it is what it is.
My crews are ecstatic. This is exactly what you need. The larger chassis will serve you well, I promise you. I suggest you take heavier equipment for yourself. It is appropriate that a leader's mech reflect the strength of his abilities to his team. I'll have your ride ready and painted in our colors before your next sortie.
Thanks, Carl. I'll let you know.
Ian, I have your uncle for you.
Ian, sorry for the delay in getting back to you. Steiner's on full alert and I couldn't risk a broadcast.
I'm just glad you're all right.
I've got the text we need for the assault. We'll be rendezvousing with you as soon as possible. I'm sure they've ID'd me, but that can work to our advantage. Roland will expect me to lead any major offensive, which means maybe I can draw their forces away from our objective.
Understood.
Nice work on your side, by the way. Even your tactical officer seems impressed.
Hard to tell.
I'm sure Elise is just being her usual standoffish self. Don't let that fool you. Both she and Carl have sent me private reports indicating you're earning their respect. Carl's even showing some enthusiasm. With luck, we'll be there by nightfall. Put on some coffee for me. I'll see you then. Out.
I forgot to mention this to you earlier, young Duke. We salvaged some interesting energy weapons at the base. Bombast lasers. The weapon charges over time, so it takes a little more skill to operate than a conventional laser. But it has the best damage to ton ratio of any weapon. If you're fighting weight limits, you might want to try it out. It can be lethal in the right hands.
Alright, that's the end of it. These little cutscenes, they're a bit of fun. It does add to the flavour. It's very Mechwarrior 4. It's very 2000, isn't it, when this game came out? But, of course, we've got...
Yes,
we're still going. Never
We
mind.
have a new intercept. Your cousin, William. Someone has been to see him. Castro, I'd assume. It's pretty clear William's out of the command loop, but has some influence and some combat capability.
William's been a bully all his life, and he's good at it. He's dangerous.
I was wondering if that would continue playing whilst we were in the...
Not bad, Chief.
No. Alright, enough of that. Anyway, we didn't need that last briefing. So, here is our mission map, our objectives. Or our briefing, which unfortunately we have to do ourselves. We don't have the same Mechwarrior 3 briefing. A group of technicians is pinned down by enemy units. We need to rendezvous with them and escort them to friendly territory. Time is of the essence. The vehicles that the techs are using are very vulnerable, so pay attention to them. It's an escort mission. Nobody likes escort missions, especially not stop fragile units from dying escort missions. But we'll see how it all works out. We've got 2 nav points. Where is our... I wish it told us where to and where from. That would make things easier, but that's okay. Mech Lab, we do have a catapult that we salvaged from our last mission, so of course we will make use of this. What have we got? A pair of LRM-20s, exactly what a catapult should have. And what have we got handy? We don't have a whole lot in the way of LRMs at the moment. I'd love to load this thing up with some clan LRMs, but we just don't have them at the moment, and that's fine. So instead, what will we do? We might strip that Shadow Cat that we were using before and see if we can make use of some of these large lasers, because a long-range setup for a catapult seems like exactly what we may need here. Where are we? Catapults. LRM-20s. 1. 2. Ooh, we're going to be tight. Do we want to lose the heat sinks or no? Probably not. Why don't we go... Now, why don't we take a slightly different route? We've got the LRMs for our long-range weapons, so we'll use some medium pulse lasers instead. That way we can manage our heat as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, heat efficiency looks pretty good up the top there, so let's go this way instead. We'll take the Beagle probe, decrease missile lock-on time. Considering the AMS, but no, it's okay. We'll run with the additional heatsink. This will be our catapult. We'll swap those over. We're going to be using the LRMs as our primary weapon. We should have plenty of ammo here. Is that an extra? Yes, it is. Good. Happy. And we had that Hellspawn for our lance mate. That seemed to work well. Excuse me. Which was that? Plenty of LRMs. So we'll stick with the same theme. Actually, 2 very similar loadouts between the 2 mechs. That'll work. Let's go. Excuse me, babies. Oh. That's not helpful. We need to actually make sure we are taking the mechs that we're using. Hellspawn 2 for our lance mate. That was what we had, wasn't it? Yes, it is. Alright. That's better.
Ian, this is Elise. I've got Gonzalez's position on your nav computer as Nav Alpha. He shouldn't be more than a couple of kilometers due north. Just follow the road.
Roger, Control. Gonzalez, do you copy? This is Ian.
Lieutenant, is that you?
Affirmative. I'm headed for your position. What's your status?
Pinned down in a pass. Just beyond some local turrets and armed vehicles. I can't get the tech convoy any further. They're moving to flank us.
On our way, Gonzalez. Just hold them off a little longer.
We're coming for you, buddy.
I've been catching intermittent contacts on radar. Peter led 2 starter lances off to the east, but I think they're on their way back.
We'll get there as soon as we can.
Sensors online. Weapons systems online. All functioning systems nominal.
Alright, here we are. What are our objectives? We need to link up with technicians. There's plenty going on out and about. We've got an Uzil who is heading away from us. There's that SRM carrier behind us. That's the Beagle probe that's helping us out with the additional range. So, can we make do? It's not tent. Condor.
Target destroyed.
We'll have to keep an eye on that Uzil, because no doubt he will make his way back.
Take out designated target.
Roger.
Don't need to burn too much ammo just yet. I think it was a good choice taking the pulse lasers for the shorter range weapon.
Target destroyed.
Hellspawn, he is in range. And what's happening there? Is that a... come on. Nav Alpha is where we need to go, which is this way. So I feel like that Uzil is on a bit of a patrol, which is interesting that they aren't engaging us. So we'll have to make sure we aren't caught in the middle. I'd love to get a shot on this Hellspawn, but it looks like we may have to deal with these guys on the way back, because that's not going to work. Alrighty, onwards to Alpha.
Attack my target.
That's a roger.
Couple of Bulldog tanks. Should be able to make light work of those. That Uzil coming into range. Please have one of these turret control sites nearby. Maybe, but we're here already. Don't have the time. Taking a lot of center torso damage already. So this is far from ideal. So the Uzil is still at range. Here's that Hellspawn. So he's come to play. Come on.
Check fire,
Sorry,
we're
mate.
on the same side.
Yep. So Lancemate's taken a bit of damage. I think that meeting these tanks in the way we did was probably a mistake. That's the Hellspawn down.
Target destroyed.
Now here's the Uzil. Now he has turned his attention to us.
Attack my target.
That's a roger.
No, he hasn't.
I don't think we can hold here much longer.
We're getting there, Jules.
Yeah, we're
Are
close.
you still at the same location?
Affirmative, sir. If I move, this convoy is in trouble.
I read you.
Come on.
We have your position at Nav Point Alpha. We should be there soon.
This is where a catapult belongs, isn't it? On the high ground. Though we shouldn't be ignoring incoming fire like that.
Warning. Damage.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage. So we'll see how the rest of the mission plays out, but I don't know if this means we'll have to rethink how to play this catapult, because we're not in a good way right now. I have noticed that I'm having a hard time controlling the range, or dictating the range, I should say. Not just at the moment, but in general as I've been playing Mechwarrior 4. I don't know if it's... Ooh, okay, that was just a pulse laser, so we're okay, but still need to get damage away from that center torso. Yeah, I'm just having a hard time controlling where these engagements take place. I don't want to be sitting at such close range in a catapult, but so it's something I'm going to have to think about with my playstyle here.
Roger that target.
Alright. So that is the Uzil down. We can continue on with the mission, but it's going to get worse from here, isn't it? They always do. Alright, so we'll meet up with these technicians, and then the escort fun begins. We all know how this plays out. We'll run into some opposition along the way.
Ian, it's us. The technicians are in the APCs. Let's get out of here.
This is Tech Sergeant Michaels in APC-1. I've got a man in here who sustained some injuries. We're gonna have to get him some aid soon.
This is Omega Lead, Sergeant. We'll get you out of there as quickly as we can.
Understood. Michaels out.
Nav point Alpha reached.
So here we go. We've got a bit of a hike to Nav Beta, over 3.5 kilometers away. So you just know we're going to run into trouble somewhere along the way. And unfortunately there are no repairs, no repair bays. And I wish we had an idea of the route that
Omega
we're going
Lead,
to take.
there's a bridge down the road to the south. Try to get there as soon as possible. You have multiple bandits inbound. As soon as you get the convoy across, blow the bridge.
Roger, Control. We'll get the convoy across, then destroy the bridge.
Alright, so we have a little bit of a plan. Cross the bridge and blow it. I've already forgotten how to bring the map up. That's one thing that I should have remembered. I'm not going to sit here pushing buttons. But, oh Jesus, are those hell spawns running ECM or something? Because
Omega Lead, this is Michaels. We've got something at long range moving in on our position.
Roger. Attack my target.
That's a roger.
we've got our active probe, which gives us a radar range of
This is Omega Convoy. We are under attack. We are under attack.
1,200 meters, and these guys are popping up on us much closer than that.
Weapon destroyed.
We
This is Omega Convoy. We're getting hit. Can't take this for long.
taking a lot of damage. So he's down. What else have we got? A couple of peregrines incoming.
Take out designated target.
Copy that.
Nope, don't run into our own guy.
Scratch that target.
That was probably a waste.
Target destroyed.
That was a waste of missiles. SRM carrier needs to go down. Another hellspawn.
Omega, we're picking up another mech, moving to intercept us.
Copy, Sergeant. I've got it.
One thing I will note in using LRMs in Mechwarrior 4 and in Mechwarrior 3 also, we're in trouble here, is that
Omega, we've got another intercept. Inbound, moving right for us.
Acknowledge, Sergeant.
they do a lot of damage. They're especially effective in Mechwarrior 3. But they are not easy to use.
Attack my target.
Roger.
Getting locks is much harder than you would think. Oh, I don't like those SRMs. Oh, those are LRMs on the hellspawn.
Weapon destroyed.
We are in very bad shape. And now I get the lock. I was hoping for that lock before. But compared to something like Mechwarrior Online, getting and holding a lock with an LRM is a task in itself. And I really like that. Well, until it causes me problems like this.
Color that salvage.
There we go.
Omega Lead, respond. Omega Lead, please respond. Omega support. Omega Lead is down. Repeat, Omega Lead is down.
So that was inevitable, wasn't it? Alright, time for a rethink. The range was much closer than... Much closer than expected. Do I try an SRM build? I mean, if we're up that close... but what's an LRM-20 weigh? A lot, yeah, okay. See, it's... excuse me. Apologies for that. I have been a little bit under the weather with an annoying cough, so that's... yeah, not fun. Excuse me. Alright, let's try our luck with some SRMs. I did not like how close that fighting was. And I do want to get... well, we can ditch the Beagle probe. We'll take AMS. Heat sinks. Heat wasn't really an issue. Excuse me, puppies. And... can we do anything else laser-wise? 200 meters on the small pulse, 400 meters on the medium pulse. We'll stick with that. 400 meters and 250 meters on the SRMs. But what can we do armor-wise? There's plenty of extra armor on the catapult, so we'll max that out. Maxed armor, that'll do us. Are we maxed? Yeah, we are. Alrighty. That'll do. So, AMS, SRMs. Fingers crossed that this is not... how will we do this? We'll do... I'm going to need a bit more ammo, aren't I? We'll drop a heatsink. Drop a heatsink. I wish the armor was a... okay. Also, armor type. Another thing we completely forgot. Reactive armor, more effective against ammo. Switch to ferro, well-rounded. Max armor, beautiful. Totally forgot that Mechwarrior 4 makes use of different armor types beyond just the standard and ferro of other games, but reactive and reflective. I was never really a fan of this sort of setup. A bit rock, paper, scissors, which I get is a thing, but that's alright. So we switched to ferro armor, just saved us 5 tons, so we will load up on ammo for these SRMs, and maybe take an extra heatsink just to make sure that we can have some fun here. Alright, fingers crossed that makes the difference. Let's go again.
Sensors online. Weapons systems online. All functioning systems nominal.
Now, I don't know if this was a smart choice or not. We'll find out very shortly. But I was just feeling that the LRMs were not doing me any favors.
Attack my target. Copy that.
When we were sitting at 200, 150 meters range. We've got 400 meters with the medium pulse, so we can make use of those, and 250 meters range. with the SRMs. Where's the other one? There you are. So we'll try and be mindful of our ranges and play to our strengths. There we go. Excuse me. Now back to Nav Alpha. We'll also make sure that we're using the terrain to our advantage.
That's a Roger. Attack my target. Roger.
And maybe try and get our lance mate a bit more involved early. Here's this first Hellspawn.
Take out designated target.
He's heading straight for us. He's in a very different location this time. So we're going to need to be careful of our aiming with these SRMs, but so far it appears to be doing okay. Not when we missed, we're not. But at point blank range like this, it's still a much safer bet compared to the SRMs we were using before. That's what we need.
Scratch that target. Attack my target. Roger. Scratch that target.
So we're going to need to be careful with our aiming of these SRMs. But the damage is there, and we're in a much better position armor-wise. So far so good, I guess.
Target destroyed.
Last one. And he's done.
Destroyed.
Alright, that Uzil hasn't closed on us yet.
Attack my target. Roger.
I think I want to get him done now, rather than waiting for the convoy. Might try and use our lance mate to draw him in. That Hellspawn's quicker than we are, and he has longer range weapons. So that'll do it, that's got his attention. And we're able to close the distance. The other thing with these SRM6s is that they recycle very quick.
Check fire, check fire. We're
Sorry,
on the
mate.
safe side. Cover that salvage.
Okay. So in much better shape.
Can you see our position? I don't think we can hold here much longer.
We're getting there, Jules. Are you still at the same location?
Affirmative, sir. If I move, this convoy is in trouble.
I read you. We have your position at nav point Alpha. We should be there soon. Rendezvous at designated nav point. Copy that.
And ammo-wise, we seem to be doing okay. I was worried that that we might not have taken enough ammunition for those SRMs, but seems to be working so far. And here's those turrets. Is there a turret generator nearby? That's often how this goes. Yes, there is. Slightly out of range. There it is, okay. Work smarter, not harder, right? Back onwards to Alpha. Let's get this convoy and push on.
Ian, it's us. The technicians are in the APCs. Let's get out of here.
This is Tech Sergeant Michaels in APC-1.
you out of there as quickly as we can.
Understood. Michael's out.
Alright, so as we knew from last time, we're going to run into some resistance. A couple of mechs, a couple of helicopters, a couple of tanks, all the good stuff. But we are in a much better shape. The SRMs are helping out for these point-blank encounters, and the extra armor is not doing us a disservice either. Not doing us a disservice.
Omega Lead,
Terrible choice
there's
of
a bridge
words.
down the road to the south. Try to get there as soon as possible. You have multiple bandits inbound. As soon as you get the convoy across, blow the bridge.
Roger, Control. We'll get the convoy across, then destroy the bridge.
Now, I know there was a Hellspawn which snuck up on us, got in under our radar, so we'll have to not rush too far ahead, but at the same time I don't want to be stuck with this convoy getting in the way. Here we go.
Attack my target.
Roger. Omega Lead, this is Michaels. We've got something at long range moving in on our position.
Roger.
Gotta lead those SRMs a bit. When they're square on, they are devastating, aren't they? Look at that.
That's salvage.
Beautiful. Alrighty, here are those helicopters. A couple of helicopters, a couple of tanks. Look at that, there's 3 groups here. .400-meter range for the SRMs. They'll take only 1 or 2 shots. So that's all good.
Target destroyed.
Another Hellspawn.
Omega, we're picking up another mech, moving to intercept us.
Copy, Sergeant. I've got it.
Heat really is not an issue with this, is it? Or with this build, I mean. I barely even noticed it or even paid attention.
Omega, we've got another intercept. Inbound, moving right for us.
Yeah, we're good. Oof, that's a lot of damage. Come on, put him down. There we go. SRM carriers, these are nasty. And they need to go down. Use the terrain. That's why. Do not want one of these guys getting a beat on us. He's done. Last one. Come on.
Target destroyed.
Good. Alright. Onwards. That convoy gets away from us quick, but I hope that he's not in any kind of trouble. I said nobody likes escort missions. Is that a... It's a goat. So we've still taken plenty of damage. A lot more than I would have liked, but of course we're still here, which is more than we can say for the last effort. SRM carrier.
That's a Roger.
So 2 of those. And we're getting close to close to Beta. Which is where the bridge is that we need to cross. So no doubt these guys will be guarding that bridge. Or close to it. can we close the distance?
Enemy detected.
What have we got? A Raven.
This is Omega Convoy. We are under attack.
Alrighty, let's do it. Come on. Good. Good. Another SRM carrier. He needs to go. I'm more worried about these than the Raven, to be honest. No, you're good. That's him. And the Raven.
Acknowledge, Sergeant.
So the Raven has an LRM-15. We'll get within its range. And... Gee, you're a nippy bugger.
Looks like they're not going to leave us alone. Multiple mechs moving towards the convoy.
I'm on it, Sergeant.
They're getting through to the convoy again. It's under attack.
Come on. You are a pain.
Warning.
Oof.
Damage critical.
Okay, that's
destroyed.
not ideal. Come on, go down.
We're almost to the bridge.
Target
There we go. Another Raven. And a New Zeal. We'll go for the Uziel because he is the most trouble, of course. I think that other Raven is now down.
Take out designated target.
Copy that.
We've taken a lot of damage, lost 2 of our pulse lasers, burned through plenty of SRM ammo. Watch out for our lance mate.
Crossing bridge. Almost there.
Feels good to lead shots and lead shots like that and make them work. Still, we are not out of trouble.
Ian, blow the bridge. Blow the bridge.
ammunition depleted.
Out of ammo. Alright, this is it. Uploaded.
Scratch that target.
I'm guessing we should cross it first. Alright, I think we're safe. Final objective, destroy the southern bridge. Can't target it, so...
Control. The bridge is going down.
Okay.
Convoys across, Control.
Way to go.
Roger that. Good work, Omega. Return to base.
Shouldn't we go back and try to find Peter?
Negative, Omega Lead. The area is swarming with Steiner units. We'll have to wait. Return to base heading 170.
Roger, Control.
I was worried. For a moment there, it seemed like I was having doubts about if we were able to destroy that bridge at all. And there's a Hellspawn doing squats in the background. Alright, that's a mission. We salvaged a pair of Azeals. Might come in handy. As well as a Raven. Another clan LRM-10. Some MRMs as well. Curious about those, but without a lock-on, I imagine it's going to be quite difficult to make them work effectively.
We picked up a favorite chassis of mine on salvage, an Uziel. It's a real workhorse. I don't know if you use these in the clan wars, but they're very interesting designs. It's a good mix of speed, armor, and weapons. Can't pack the power of a heavier chassis, but in her class, she's a very flexible fighter. Needs a little electrical work, but I'll have it ready before your next mission, should you want to try it. I think you'll find it a very versatile mech.
Sorry, Ian.
We will take those 2
I don't know where
Azeals.
the Colonel is. I had intermittent readings for about 20 clicks, and they just converged. 2 Lancers. The Colonel ordered me to head north with the convoy. He split off to try and pull him away. Sorry.
Thank you, Jules.
I'm sorry, sir. We just received this transmission. I thought everyone should see it. I'll be in my quarters.
This is Duncan Burke. This message is directed towards the survivors of the late Sir Peter Dressari's renegade lance. That's right, the late Sir Peter. I'd hoped he'd be more of a challenge, but he ejected before I was more than halfway through with him. A lot of good it did. He and his escape potter scouted over the better part of a kilometer. Messy. Your leader has wasted lives, his and yours, on a painfully obvious target. The only thing of
So we've got
value
another
in this
cartoon bad guy.
miserable wasteland is that satellite control facility. It's now on full alert. So, go ahead and batter yourselves against it. The local troops could use the target practice. You're finished. I'd stay to help them hunt you down, but frankly, Sir Peter was the best sport you had to offer. I can hardly imagine the rest of you will be a challenge worthy of my time. Burke out.
Sir, I'd like to volunteer to lead any other volunteers to go wipe that smile off that tank driver's face.
We're going to get
with
this
my
every
next
time,
pull.
aren't we?
We have
After
the
every mission, we're going to have a lance
transmission
mate
coordinates,
telling us
I say we go find out how Burke fights when the odds are a little more
how
even.
they should be
Negative.
next in
Nobody
line.
wants that goon more than I do. The Colonel had me split off for a reason. He wasn't stupid. He knew what would happen. He knew he was outgunned. Colonel brought those techs across 2 continents and gave his life to execute a plan. We need to do our part, or he threw his life away for nothing.
Very
I
dramatic.
intend to follow through whether that damn facility is on alert or not.
Alright, that's enough of that. Operation 2, Mission 4, Capture Base. We have an opportunity to strike at Steiner forces and drive them out of the region and get a little revenge. An added bonus will be the capture of their launch facilities and satellite control. The war is starting to turn, so let's make this count. So we have our drop point here to the south. We've got 2 nav points, Alpha and Beta, and there are a couple of highlighted or information points on the map for us to pay attention to. We've got the Armor HQ, Administration, Air HQ, and Mech Ops. I really wish these briefing screens would give us an idea of the significance. Excuse me. Oi. That's not what we need. Yes, hello, baby. You don't have to fight with your brother all the time. I know, you normally don't. But when the dogs next door start getting rowdy, it can get these 2 going. But that's okay. Anyway, where were we? Yes, I wish that these briefings gave us an idea of what to expect, what options we could take, because here's our starting point. We've got nav points which will take us right into the middle of these 4 plotted points. And I don't know if that's a terrible idea or not. I don't know what each of these mean, but I look at it and go, okay, I can start across and work right to left, or there's a road here which we can follow straight to Mech Ops. Is that a smarter choice? Is that something we should be doing? Might give it a go. I'm kind of curious about that. Alright, our catapult. Was I happy with how that held up? Yes and no. It's a bit squishy, and those SRMs are tricky to use. I wish we could save loadouts. That would be handy. But we do have a pair of Uziels now. And the PPCs, that is something for us to maybe make use of. So what we might do here, excuse me, is see what we can do with those. We have got 1 Streak 6, so why not prep up an Uziel for us to play with here. We won't be able to use the ballistic slots. I'm not sure that the machine guns are worth it or will do us any favours, but maybe. What will we do here? We'll max out our armour. We've still got 4 tons left to play with. We do not need the jump jets, SRMs, PPCs. It's very tight, isn't it, on weapons. Not really sure what else we might be able to make use of. Now, I'm not really a fan of LRM5s, so we'll stick with the Streak 6. Use the PPCs for long range. We'll take an AMS just to be safe. Calm it down, baby. It's alright. But you know what? We'll keep the... I don't like how inflexible that is. We'll keep the Uziels for our lance mates. We've got a Cougar as well. When did we get that? I think we had that earlier and I might have just missed it. Or forgotten. But we have to continue with the catapult. Unless the terrain gives us issues. Actually, we said we can lose some heat sinks. We'll do that. This is probably still just going to be the best way to go. Or the best that we've got so far. But we might trade some of those heat sinks for... small pulse lasers are 1.5 tons, not 1 ton. What have we got that weighs 1 ton? Wish we could take a pair of ER medium lasers, but not to be. Well, we've got another medium pulse, so we'll go with 5 medium pulse. 5 medium pulse lasers, the 4 SRM6, plenty of armor. Okay, that will do. And we've got our lance mates into Uziels. Capture base. I'm going to try this run up to the north to mech ops, unless there is something that tells us what to do. Now, get out from under the desk, please. Thank you. This is not a place to play. Here we go.
Control, we're nearing the base.
Roger, Omega. The tech convoy will wait on the perimeter until you can clear the base defenses near the control center. Once they start their run, you'll have to protect them and defend the center from any counterattack.
Of course, there's an escort element.
The base is heavily fortified. They'll be on full alert, and we know they've called in additional units. It won't be simple. 500 meters to mission area. Tech convoy, hold position.
Roger, Control. We'll hold here. Good luck, Omega.
Omega support. Hold at 4 kilometers.
Roger. Holding at 4.
This is it, Ian. It's up to your team. Luck.
He's just going to throw us straight in.
For the Colonel.
If we're right into combat already, then there's not really any point in trying anything different.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, we're already in, so our decision has been made for us.
Target destroyed.
Bushwhacker.
Nav point Alpha reached.
These are tough little suckers. But SRMs will ruin anybody's day.
Warning. Heat exceeding recommended level.
Yeah, we're alright.
Target destroyed.
He's down.
Critical.
Now I'll take the shutdown. Let's go. That doesn't actually burn off as much heat as I would have thought. Copping the shutdown, but that's alright. We're still on. Those PPCs do hurt. I wish they didn't stick together like that. Also, I'm stuck on terrain. There we go. And I can't remember if PPCs have a minimum range in Mechwarrior 4. It's something that standard inner sphere PPCs have in lore, but I can't recall if that carries across here.
Check fire, that's a friendly.
Yeah, sorry.
Target destroyed.
Uzil down. Now, sorry to immersion break here, but what was the bloody control for bringing up the map? Because I would like to see that. Shift M. There we go. It's a little bit more helpful, but not exactly what we're after. Another Uzil up there. Is this a repair bay? No, it isn't. Alright. Clear the way to the control center for the technicians. Do we try and go back the long way and go to that? I'm pointing at the screen, it's a bit pointless, isn't it? And go to that mech ops, because you know what's going to happen. As soon as we get to beta, we're going to be met by mechs from the north. Oh, well, we're here now.
Take out designated target. That's a Roger. Take out designated
And he's already on us. So, this is it. We'll try and use this building for cover, so we can close the range. And meet him where we want him. Ooh, we copped a hit from the PPCs, which threw our aim off. We have taken a lot of damage here. Ooh, there are turrets, that's why. So I need to get out of the firing line of those turrets. We'll stick behind this building here, and then we'll look for a turret control. Whee. That hurt. So he's down. Calliope turrets.
That's it. Michaels, get the convoy in here. We'll provide cover. Defend my target. Roger. Protect my target.
Is there a turret control? Is there a turret control? Missile gantries. Not sure, we'll just have to take them out, I guess.
Target destroyed. Nav point beta reached. Target destroyed.
There we go. Now I do spy a repair station, so we're going to make use of that. Yeah. Come on. What on earth is going on here? I'm still not 100% on how to reliably use these repair stations, but are we not able to use it until before we've captured it or something? I had trouble with this in one of the earlier missions, and I honestly do not know what the trick is. Look at that, it's just... Okay. Third time's the charm.
Initiating repairs.
So we need the repairs, we need the ammo. We won't get those 2 pulse lasers back, but that's alright. And we'll have to check on our lance mates as well.
Repairs
and see what state they're in. Looks like Jen will need a repair. That is so awkward, the way that it takes over. Speaking of, where are my lance mates?
Repair your mech.
Roger.
Close up and form on me.
Roger.
I'm not sure where they are. So we are repaired and reloaded.
At the center. Give us a few minutes to secure the facility.
I have no idea where my lance mates are. So it looks like they just never continued on from the start after we took out that first batch. Oh well.
Omega, we're clearing out the last of the armed resistance.
There's the turret
It's gonna
control.
take a few minutes.
Roger that, Michaels.
So what direction are they going to come from? It'll be this way, won't it? Yes, it will. So I'm really curious about doing this mission in the opposite direction. Swinging over to this final point, and then coming down.
Ian, we're picking up enemy units inbound. Stand
Of course
by
we
to
are.
repel an attack. Might be pretty heavy. Here comes the response.
So position myself here.
Omega, we've managed to get control of the base's turret fire control. We'll lock out your mechs and start targeting Steiner units with what's left of the turrets.
Oh, destroyed all the turrets, didn't we?
A lot of damage if you're near one when it explodes. Roger.
Sorry, sir. I can't do that.
You can't repair? Okay.
Target destroyed.
Repair and reload.
Roger.
How's old mate doing here? Yeah, you could do with a repair.
Enemy detected.
Sorry, sir. I can't do that.
So she won't repair. Guess this is what we got. And where is this one coming from? They're coming from where we came from, so that doesn't really make sense.
Enemy detected.
But that's how it
Enemy
is.
Detected. Enemy detected.
So a lot of carriers. We'll try and use the buildings to obstruct and stay out of harm's way. One down.
Target destroyed. Enemy detected.
And then we've got a cougar coming from the other direction, so we want to...
Enemy detected.
Defend my target.
Sorry, sir. Unable to comply. That's a Roger.
That was the wrong button. There he is. No, you don't.
Attack my target.
Roger. This is Michaels. We've got control. The satellite network is ours.
Verified. I'm getting data feeds. You did it.
We're not out of the woods yet.
I'll say, here comes the second wave.
Attack my target.
Roger.
Yeah, well, here we go. Yeah, this is trouble. So we will try and do this together. I may have overextended. It depends on how quickly these guys close up on me. So we've got two cougars to the north, and then another two cougars plus an Argus to the south. Our lance mates are taking care of the first two cougars, although we've already taken a bit of damage. I am fresh, but... Oops. But we're not out of the woods yet. Alright, we lost an Uzil. So there's just the two of us now.
Target destroyed.
Ooh, that's... And she straight up refused to repair, so...
Repair and reload.
Roger.
Where are you going? Okay, so that's the first wave. We do have that second wave still to deal with. And we would have been in better shape if our lance mates knew how to repair or were willing to, but unfortunately doesn't seem like they want to play the game. So I'm fine, but well, guess this is it then. And I don't know why that second wave hasn't joined us. You're getting closer. Okay, so now she is repairing just as the second wave is closing in. So, I'm going to try and avoid their attention until our lance mate is good to go. Alright, she's back, so let's do it.
Attack my target.
Roger.
There's that Argus, 2 Cougars and an Argus. They are just mulling around down there, aren't they? They haven't actually switched on and targeted us. So, why not do things on our terms? Those SRMs are tricky to aim. But they hit hard when they do. Got to use cover effectively, especially when it's 3 on 2. Where'd he go? Or is it 4 on 2? Might have to take what we can get here. I don't know why these two are just sitting still, but they are. We're just going to have to pump as much damage into that Argus whilst we're here. Come on.
Target destroyed.
1 Argus down. He's a tanky fella. 2nd Argus. At least being a heavy mech, he's a bit easier to hit with these SRMs. I'm not even 100% sure what Argus has loadout-wise, but
Warning. Damage critical.
but he needs to go down.
Warning. Fleet exceeding recommended level. Weapon destroyed. Target destroyed.
Good.
Destroyed.
Alright. 2 Cougars. We've taken plenty of damage though, so we can't take chances. And these little buggers can still hurt us plenty. So can't take this for granted. I don't like how fresh you are.
Weapon destroyed.
Ooh, alright. Now we are in trouble. Ah! Bugger.
Omega lead, please respond. Omega,
Hmm.
Omega lead is down. Repeat, Omega lead is down. Recall. Recall. Mission is aborted.
It was close.
Break off and return to base. Repeat, mission is aborted.
Rightio. Okay, so time for a slight rethink. I think the catapult is still the goods, especially with that becoming a close range fight as it does. I can't switch to small lasers just because we then wouldn't have the range, and we need the range. I think that the catapult is fine loadout wise, but let's spend a little bit on these Uziels. They have got room for more armor, so let's give them that. And what can we do here? We'll give them an extra bit of ammo for the SRM. Keep it simple. Yep, that'll do. Although we need to be wary of how this mission plays out. What did we do here? We lost the jump jets, and we went instead max armor -1, and a bit of extra ammo for those SRMs. Excuse me. Actually, because we're pretty much stationary, we'll shave a bit of speed off and give them some AMS to hopefully help out with some of those missiles, because there's plenty of missiles in this mission. They're still quicker than I am in the catapult, so let's go.
Control, we're nearing the...
Copy that.
Copy.
So we now know that there is a control tower for the Calliope turrets. If we're able to destroy that, maybe... What is going on here? Thank you. Maybe then we'll have the turrets to help out with those waves of forces.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Here's that bushwhacker. Although, hopefully, we don't have troubles with the repair bay again. Because I think we would have been in better shape if we had our lance mates repaired properly.
Target destroyed.
Alright, bushwhacker down. So we push on.
Nav point Alpha reached.
Another Uzil.
Attack my target.
That's a Roger.
Attack my target.
Roger.
So 2 Uzils, and there are those turrets as well. We know about the turrets this time. So we're going to go straight for that turret control. Get that done quick. Jeez, those PPCs hurt, don't they? There it is.
That's it. Michaels, get the convoy in here. We'll provide cover. Defend my target.
Copy that.
Protect my
Alright.
target.
Copy.
Affirmative, sir. We're headed in.
Excuse me.
Check fire. Check fire. We're
Yeah,
on the
you're
same
right.
side.
A lot of damage to be taken.
Warning. Speed exceeding recommended level.
I know we've got that repair bay, but still.
Weapon destroyed. Weapon destroyed. Target destroyed.
Jeez. Again.
Attack my target.
Roger.
Attack my target.
Roger.
So again, we've lost 2 medium pulse lasers. That is Not ideal, but here we are anyway.
We're at the center. Give us a few minutes to secure the facility.
It's probably not smart to be tanking like this, but
Color that
here we go.
Target destroyed.
Alright, so we got through it. Took more damage than we should have. I think this is probably even a bit more damage than we had last time.
It's gonna take a few minutes.
Roger that, Michaels.
So this is far from ideal, but our lance mates are looking better. So we might be okay. So what do we want to do?
Rendezvous at designated nav point.
That's a roger.
Rendezvous at designated nav point.
Roger.
So I sent my lance mates up to beta. Last time out they were hanging out somewhere else.
Ian, we're picking up enemy units inbound. Stand by to repel an attack. Might be pretty heavy. Here comes the response.
Was that sky always red?
Omega, we've managed to get control of the base's turret fire control. We'll lock out your mechs and start targeting Steiner units with what's left of the turrets.
Roger, Sergeant. Good work.
Those launch vehicles could do a lot of damage if you're near one when it explodes. This is Michael. We've got control. Satellite network is ours.
Verified. I'm getting data feeds.
Target
You did it.
destroyed.
We're not out of the woods yet.
I'll say, here comes the second wave.
Alright, so we're getting our repair. Our lance mates are in better shape. I'll still check to see if they need repairs, although last time out they didn't want any. We've lost a side torso, which is where those pulse lasers have disappeared. That's good enough. Where is our second lance mate?
Form up on me.
Roger.
Is that her down there? Yes, it is. So there's missile fire, I'm not sure.
Enemy detected. Enemy detected.
That's these carriers, okay.
Enemy detected.
Copy that.
Copy.
Need to use the terrain. Gee, I wish I had those other pulse lasers because that would be a lot easier to deal with these carriers.
Weapon destroyed.
Yoi.
Target
Maybe we should have just done that in the first place.
Target
Should have just done that in the first place.
Enemy detected. Target destroyed. Enemy detected.
Yeah, geez, they're right on top of us. So we'd like to try and not have
Take out designated target.
That's a roger.
have us facing
Copy.
5 at once. So we'll try and go for these 2 Cougars from the north. Do we have help from these turrets? Yes, we do. That's very welcome. Yeah, let's try and get everybody closer to the turrets.
Target
Scratch
destroyed.
that target.
Target's destroyed.
Target destroyed.
Okay.
Attack my target.
Roger.
I don't have a target. So we do want to try and get this second group, which is 2 Cougars and 2 Argus. Although only 1 Argus is showing on the map. No, there they are. Yep, 2 and 2. I want to try and get these guys.
Throttle down.
Roger.
Stop and hold.
Roger.
I want to try and get those guys to come to the... Yep, come on. Come on.
Weapon destroyed.
Alright, are they going to follow now? Come to the turrets. No, they haven't. Oh well.
Attack my target.
That's a Roger.
Attack my target.
Oh no, this is the close one now.
Attack my target.
That's a Roger.
Take out designated target.
Copy.
So let's try and bring this fight to the turrets, because that's really what we want. So this is me trying to control the range,
Close up and form on me.
Roger.
which I,
Form up
oof,
on me.
I haven't been having much luck doing so far. So I'm giving it a go. I'm not sure if it's working to this point, and I just realized, or just remembered, I don't have any pulse lasers left. So we're all SRMs from this point.
Roger. Roger.
And there's our turrets helping out. Gee, I'm stuck in a not great spot. Argus.
Warning. Damage critical.
That's a lot of damage. This guy just standing still. Got to take the shots when we get them. Make sure we're still close enough for the turrets to do their job.
Check fire. Check fire.
Yeah, sorry,
We're on
mate.
the same side.
I know.
Check fire. I'm not joking around.
Ejecting.
Check fire. Check fire.
Yes,
We're on
yes,
the
yes,
same
yes.
side.
So something just went up.
Target destroyed.
How good are knockdowns? Last one, it's a cougar.
Take out designated target.
Target
Roger.
destroyed.
This is Michael.
And we're done.
We're showing a clear scope. We got nothing for 50 clicks. I think you got them all.
Confirmed. You did it, Omega. The base is ours. Dropship inbound. Salvage, move in and see what you can recover. Window 6 hours. Sergeant, you're now in command of their satellite network. I just hope this was worth what it cost us.
It will be, Major.
It was
Snyder
tough.
can track your moves, and I'll be able to give you position and analysis on every target on Cantares. It's gonna make all the difference.
This is Dropship 2. We're touching down.
Acknowledged. Omega Lance, return to dropship.
Not soon enough for me. Scratch that target.
Wow, I thought we were in real trouble there. And I was not going to be happy if that was another death. Excuse me, by the way. Fingers crossed that we can get through one more mission without coming unstuck. This catapult, it's so we got a bushwhacker out of that. I might consider taking the bushwhacker depending on what weapons it can take, because that's tough work with the SRMs. So we did get, for our troubles, a couple of goodies, plenty of LRMs, another Clan LRM-10, that might be useful, Clan Ultra AC-5. We'll have a look and see what this leads us to. We lost an Uzil, Jen is injured, and I'm not really sure if this means anything as of yet. Our catapult is damaged, again, not sure what that will do for us.
I had the secondary patrol sweep the area where Gonzalez lost contact with Peter. They recovered his remains. I hope that when the time is right, you'll give him a funeral with appropriate military honors. He would want that. I think you'd agree he earned it. We need to determine if we can go on without him. I can provide tactical guidance, Ian. I can't lead a revolution. Peter knew how to inspire people, how to move them to take action. He helped start the resistance on Kentaris, and it's having an effect, but it's still unorganized. Unless we can spark others to join the struggle, it'll eventually be overwhelmed. Without Peter's guidance, I'm not sure we can make the difference.
I share your grief, Major, but I joined Sir Peter, having already lost my Duke and my world. He showed me the importance of fighting for what they meant to me, not surrendering to despair and loss. Sir Peter asked Ian to return from one unwinnable war only to join him in another. He has given us victory against Steiner every time we have met in battle. Shall we now say he's not given enough to merit our confidence?
No, I'm not saying that.
There is no issue of whether we move forward, Elise. I can't replace him. But Sir Peter said that if we showed resistance was possible, the people of Kentaris would rally. I trust them to do their part, if we do ours.
Okay. We push forward then. We were planning on moving to the Hadra Peninsula to rendezvous with resistance elements and liberate armaments and personnel to use against Steiner. But Carl has identified something from our new satellite data that may warrant we divert.
The dropship your uncle crippled in orbit was able to make a rough landing in the Olympian reaches. We're showing a lot of activity in the area that indicates Steiner is trying to get the ship operational again.
We could set down outside their sensor range, then move into the area by ground, neutralize the units guarding and supplying their operation, and destroy the dropship before they can complete repairs. But diverting from our original op is a risk, Ian. Any
I don't
delay
even know
before
what
we
our original
rendezvous
op
with
is yet.
resistance may result in Steiner shoring up their defenses. We need the assets at Hadra, equipment and personnel to overthrow Steiner. If we delay, we might lose them forever.
What kind of forces would we be facing at the dropship crash site?
Light compared to what they have at Hadra. It's remote.
Then we divert. If you are facing doubts about our ability to move on, Elise, then other members of our team will have them too. A victory here can help us eliminate something much more dangerous than a dropship. Upload your operational plan and I'll get us set up for the first drop.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to pass on
Still
my
going.
condolences.
Yes, very
Your uncle was
sad.
a great man. I know just because you're not wearing your heart on your sleeve that his death hasn't affected you.
I'm not trying to be negative, but
I also wanted to
this
mention
isn't
that
what interests me
Major Rathburn was hit pretty
in terms
hard.
of Battletech lore and
She's not
story.
exactly open about her feelings, but she was with the Colonel a lot of years. It's taking about everything she's got to keep it together. Under the circumstances, she may not be at her best. I know she has a lot of faith in you.
If you talk to her before I do, please, tell her I understand, and I'm very sorry for what she's going through.
I mean, it is a fantastic universe, and I really do love the Battletech universe,
And in case
but
there was any doubt, I'm behind you, sir.
I was never about
I was from
royalty.
the beginning.
Princes and dukes and whatnot, not for me. But as for the mission, Op 3 Mission 1, Sweep and Destroy. A Steiner dropship has crashed, and we may have a chance to capture it and further cripple Steiner's ability to move troops, scout the nearby area, and brush aside the enemy mech screen. So, it suggests that this is going to be an easier mission compared to what we've just faced. Also, of course, we've only got one lance mate as opposed to the two we had before. I want to have a look at this bushwhacker and see what we can do with it. Because the SRMs in the catapult, yes, they do a lot of damage, but it was a lot of face tanking, and I don't really want to be doing that. So what can we do here? Yeah, we've got plenty of extra armor that we can make up on this bushwhacker. So I am going to take the bushwhacker for myself. What can we ditch. There we go. That gives us 25.5. We will take an AMS. 24 tons to play with. What can we work with here? I had my eye on those Clan LRM-10s as a maybe, but it depends on what else we can fill our build up with. The Bushwhacker has plenty of space for ballistic weapons. And what do we have? We got 2 Ultra AC5s, 600 meters range. Could be useful. We do have an LB20, but that might be pushing it a bit. 15 tons, not really the right thing for us at the moment. So we'll take the 2 Ultra AC5s. Beam weapons, what can we do here? Actually, back to the missiles. Because we have got 2 LRM-10s, or 2 Clan LRM-10s, we'll take those. Actually, how much? Oh, that was an Ultra AC2, that's why. I'd love a Gauss rifle, but so maybe not to the... How much do they weigh again? They do weigh 8 tons each, so that is equal to a Gauss rifle, so you know what? Let's take a Gauss rifle. We've got space. Beam weapons. We've got some space for some small or medium lasers. We just don't have a lot of tonnage left, so what we might do... we might run a Streak 6. We'll do it this way. Oh, come on. 2 ER medium lasers. Extra ton for the Streak 6. No heat trouble. Gauss rifle, 800 meters. Medium lasers, 400 meters. Streak 6, 250 meters. That, I think, shall do us nicely. In theory. So we've got plenty of armor, plenty of range, plenty of hitting power. Now, that catapult... I think our lance mate can stick with the catapult and see how they go. There's nothing I want from here, so we might just ditch one of those pulse lasers. It does have full armor. We'll give him a heat sink. And see how that works out. Let's give it a shot.
Omega lead, this is Control. I show you nearing the outer patrol area. Omega forward, do you have your teams deployed?
We're moving out. We'll have to go to foot squad, so we may have some blind spots. ETA, 2 minutes.
Roger, forward. Alright, Omega lead, we have reports of mechs patrolling the area. You'll have to take them out before we're able to move closer for the rest of the op. We won't be able to give you any position data until we get sightings from forward.
Roger, Control. Intercept and destroy mech patrols.
Good luck.
That's the name of the game.
Walk in the mountains to clear the head.
Sensors online. Weapons systems online. All functioning systems nominal.
So we don't have any nav points. So what have we been asked to do? We've been asked to...
This is Private Eye 49er. I've got 2 mechs on patrol. Position uploaded is Nav Alpha.
Roger, 49er. Patrol at Alpha. Moving to intercept. Move out to my nav point.
Roger.
Cougar. 2 Cougars. Gee, it's ridiculous some of the terrain you can climb in this. Should not be able to walk up a slope this high. Oh, there you go. Whee. Maybe some LRMs would have been useful, but that's okay. What have we got? 800 meters range on the Gauss rifle. Whee. Got to get good at aiming it though.
This is forward 2-5. I've got movement. Uploading position is Nav Beta. Looks like another patrol of 2.
Roger, 2-5. Patrol at Beta. Take out designated target.
Roger.
I was waiting for my streaks to lock on, which was not how they work. But it is heavy hitting those Gauss rifles, so...
Private Eye 29er, report status.
And I will say that streak is much easier to use than those SRMs were. So we'll try and stick with that where we can.
Attack my target.
Copy that.
Warning.
Ooh.
Damage critical. Weapon destroyed.
Hey, yeah, that's not the plan.
Nav point Alpha reached.
Okay.
Alpha patrol neutralized.
Roger, Omega lead.
Scratch that target.
Forward lead, please report status of 29er.
Attack my target.
Roger.
That's better. Not making excuses, but I think it was important to figure out how on earth the Gauss rifle works. To be able to use it effectively, because this is our first time using a Gauss rifle in Mechwarrior 4.
This is forward lead. I lost contact with 29er. I'm uploading their last position as Nav Delta. I'm getting a squad over there. Suggest you check Delta with extreme caution.
Acknowledged.
Target destroyed.
It is satisfying when it hits. And now that we're able to do some damage, we are in a much better spot. But that was not ideal how hard we got hit by those 2 Cougars at the start. Also notice that there is that Raven which has joined us.
39er. 2 heavies on the move at Gim.
Let's give them a little excitement to wake them up.
Attack my target.
Copy that.
Weapon destroyed.
Alright, lost both our lasers. So now it's just Gauss and SRM. And every shot I miss is... Every Gauss shot I miss costs us. Ah. How's our lance mate doing? He's still there. Still at full health. I can't tell if those are hitting or not. That's really frustrating. That one did.
Group beta destroyed. Roger. Looks like we got him.
Copy. Color that salvage.
So almost all of that damage we took at the very start on those first 2 Cougars. When you're playing sloppy, it really makes you pay for it.
Up on me.
Copy that.
So I'll drop a bit of speed to allow our lance mate to catch up. And at first I was thinking that the extra ammo we took for that Gauss rifle wasn't necessary, but we've needed it.
Attack my target.
Roger.
And how's this terrain as well? With the ranges that we're getting, LRMs would have been helpful, but there's a vulture.
Attack my target.
Copy that.
But it can't be helped. It's too hard to get locks. I would have liked some, maybe some large lasers, but I don't have enough to work with. Or I don't have as much to work with in the way that I would like. So making do with what we got. We need to take out these 2 lights before that vulture gets here. Otherwise we will be in trouble. Hey, come on. And the drums kick in. Yeah. This is a terrible night.
Omega support. Omega lead is down. Repeat, Omega lead is down.
The first one that we played through the other week, what was that, 6 missions done without a death, and now we're 3 missions, 3 deaths. Not good at all. I do want to play with that Gauss rifle, but it's just not doing it. So, do we take a different approach once more? Do we maybe give our lance mate that bushwhacker as it is and set something up with that catapult? What we do need is long range firepower, and as much as the catapult is of course a missile carrying mech, we might have to come at this a different way. Those large lasers will help out at range. It will be a lot easier to do damage with at range. This might be the go. All right. Do I need to go that slow? No. 75 k's is still good enough. Let's see what happens here. Large lasers and LRMs. Alright, one more shot, and this will be it. What a poor run of form we're having.
Sensors online. Weapons systems online. All functioning systems.
Which I do apologise for. We should be playing better than this. Actually, is it playing, or is it just dealing with the challenges that the game has put up, or the choices? It's about choices, and I guess that's kind of the fun of a Mechwarrior game. Any of them is having to work with suboptimal loadouts, not having the right equipment, not being able to build the loadouts that you want or the mechs that you prefer. That's what it's all about.
I've got 2 mechs on patrol. Position uploaded is Nav Alpha.
Roger, 49er. Patrol at Alpha.
And unfortunately, I haven't been doing the greatest job of adapting and handling it as you should. I should also check what the range on the LRMs was. I think it's 1,000 meters. Where are you? So we want to use our range. We've got to hit them though.
Warning. Approaching critical heat level.
Use our range, use the high ground. Taken plenty of damage still. All that face tanking, which is not what you're supposed to do. This guy's come straight for me, hasn't he? Yeah, he has.
Uploading position is Nav Beta. Looks like another patrol of 2.
Roger, 2-5. Patrol at Beta.
Oh, that's salvage.
Attack my target.
That's a Roger.
Come on. Where are you?
Private Eye 29er, report status.
Control. Alpha Patrol neutralized.
Running very hot.
Oh, that's salvage.
Okay, but we are better off.
Attack my target.
That's a Roger.
Ah, stuck in terrain again. It is a lot easier to deal damage at range with lasers and LRMs, and this is the terrain that we've been given, so we've got to work with it.
Attack my target.
Roger.
Forward lead, please report status of 29er.
Got to pick the right tool for the job. Got to land your shots though. Terrible. Knockdown helps. That guy's flanking me. I see him on the map.
Warning. Heat exceeding recommended level.
We're playing too hot, aren't we?
Warning. Heat exceeding recommended level. Target destroyed.
This is forward
It's
lead.
good.
I lost contact with 29er. I'm uploading their last position as Nav Delta. I'm getting a squad over there. Suggest you check Delta with extreme caution.
Acknowledged.
Scratch that target. This is 2-5. Group
All right.
data destroyed.
Roger. Looks like we got him.
Copy.
So how are we doing? I think we're a bit better off, but still not great.
Move out to my nav point.
Roger.
This catapult its center torso is just a magnet for damage.
Roger, 3-9er. 2 heavies on the move at Gamma.
Let's give them a little excitement to wake them up.
Close up and form on me.
That's a Roger.
Attack my target.
That's a Roger.
Come on.
Attack my target.
Roger.
Are we in range yet? Yes.
Oh, that's salvage.
Attack my target.
Roger.
Alright, now that Cougar's on me.
Warning. Heat exceeding recommended level.
These guys are definitely getting tougher.
Control.
All right.
Patrol destroyed. Forward. No sign of 2-9er squad.
Roger, Omega Lead. Any signs they were taken out?
Negative. Nothing. The area's kind of messed up now. Not sure I'd be able to tell.
Roger.
Scratch that target.
Form up on me.
Roger.
Attack my target.
Copy that.
Alright, there's that vulture. Or is it 2 vultures? It is 2 vultures.
Attack my target.
Roger.
Now they've got LRMs. Oh, and they hurt. Actually, now that I think about it, this is trouble because they are the optimal version of what we are trying to do. So I might try and use this water. And hope this cools us down. So I do want to keep the distance because that's the build that we've got.
Scratch that target.
Take out designated target.
That's a Roger.
First one down. Second one. Vulture on a hill. Isn't that just a classic image? He knows his role. They are terrifying at that roll, aren't they? 2 LRM-20s, 2 large pulse, 2 medium pulse. Like, I didn't have a lock. I know that the catapult is an icon, but that is the ultimate support mech right there, isn't it? Here we go.
Negative, Major. Looks like the area is clear.
Roger,
Wow.
forward. Maintain patrols during salvage operations. Salvage, coordinate with forward and see what you can recover. Window 3 hours.
Roger, Control.
Good work, Omega. Return to base and let's get ready to move.
On the way, Control. Good work, everybody.
Oh, that's salvage.
So I said that last week was fun. 6 missions, all completed without trouble. This was a different story. 3 missions, 3 deaths. I don't like dying. I don't like doing things over. I like to just get into it and get through it. Although we got 2 vultures for our trouble, so that will be very useful. Definitely going to be using those next time. That was a lot more challenging, a lot more frustrating. Not as fun, not as enjoyable, but of course it's all up to the choices that I've made. Need to play a bit smarter. Need to do things right. And that's what we will do next week. That's enough for now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll do it all again next Tuesday.